Wow. Well, what do you say, what company I'm in to be in this family of Hall of Fame? I congratulate all the inductees tonight. I thank Casey, John, all the members of the committee. It's interesting when Casey talks, you see that intensity. This guy played at Midland Lee. You've heard of Midland Lee in Permian. Friday night nights. This guy is something to see in a pregame. I'll never forget that. But how did I get here? From Ozark, Missouri. Well, it's an interesting story. Solinger, Coach Solinger is another. His name's being brought up left and right, but he was playing under Don James at Southwest High School with my head coach, Paul Skeens. So Don James, of course, is the legendary coach at the University of Washington. And I was getting recruited, and Paul wanted me to go to the University of Washington, but he asked me one day, he said, Rusty, is there any school that you haven't been recruited by? And I said, yeah, Miami. I'd like to go down and play at Miami. So he just reached over, picked up the phone, called Donnie. Donnie had me on the plane down there shortly thereafter. I was getting recruited by Notre Dame, but I always felt in my heart, if I had went to any other school, would I have always had that wonder inside of me that says, could I have made it at the University of Miami? And if I was at Miami, I knew I would, if I could make it at Miami, I know I could play at Notre Dame or UCLA or USC, but if I was at those other schools, I wouldn't have said that. I wouldn't have known for sure that I could have played here. So that was a challenge that I set up for myself, and that's how I got down here. And so in 1990, I was a freshman, and I decided I was going to long snap to make the team. And so that's a thankless, terrible job, long snapping. There's only, you either the GOAT or you did your job. And so I did that all through the season, and then by the sixth game of that year, 1990 season, we had completely run out of defensive linemen, and Karmelowitz had to put me in. And that was the game that I had the 6 sacks, and I'll never forget, after I got up off of one quarterback, Russell Maryland was walking over, and he looks at me and he goes, geez, Rusty, let some of us else get some of this, But so I finished out that season, and then we were ranked number 2 at the beginning of the 1991 season. Florida State was number 1, and they were asking us, well, who's number 1? I said, well, just wait till we play them September 17th. We'll see, But it was always, hey, what about Florida State? So we get up there, and it was, what a battle. But we had been tested. We'd played Penn State, a tough game, but it got down to the final drive. Gino was leading the offense down the field, and we were behind 6 points, and we'd lost all 3 of our snappers. I was the 4th guy, because I had told Coach Arnold, Dave Arnold's here, and I said, Coach, you got to find somebody else to do this, man. This is killing me. It's too much stress. I got to worry about sacking quarterbacks and make sure that ball gets back there. So he had found somebody, but by that point in the game, we were down 6 points. Gino was taking the offense down the field, getting ready to throw that legendary pass to Horace Copeland over Terrell Buckley. And everyone's running up to me saying, hey, you remember, you've got to snap this short snap, this extra point to go up, to win the national championship. I'd never done it in my life. I'd never snapped short. And so when they scored, you could see you can watch it today on YouTube, you can see all the people screaming and everyone's happy, and then here I am walking out there. Oh, boy. And you can hear Tom Jackson on the telecast say, watch the snap, Medearis is coming in. Well, and there was also Carlos Huerta had 144 consecutive point after attempt record on the line. So somehow I got out there and I flipped it back there to Joe Moore, and it went through, but I'm talking inches. It made it through. But Joe said the snap was good. Carlos just mishit it or something. But so then So then we went all the way through and all the way to the Orange Bowl. And that next week, the next week we played Boston College, and I had blew my ankle out that Florida State game. And I said, Coach, I can't snap. He goes, Rusty, we have nobody else. I said, look, here's what we'll do. I'll snap long. You find somebody to snap short, but I'm not going to tackle anybody. I'm snapping it, and I'm just going to stand there. He goes, fine, we'll do it that way. So we ended up punting 6 times that game. I had to snap 6 times. The first time I snapped, I get up there and I snap it back perfectly to the punter. And this kid from Boston College starts giving me these shivers, you know, just real excited, some young kid. And I looked at him, I grabbed him by the helmet, and I said, look, man, I'm not here to make a tackle. I'm just here to snap the ball. Now leave me alone. You know, playing at the University of Miami is all about finding opportunities and improvising. And I tell you, no time in my career did I walk out on that field with an entitlement. I never felt that I owned that job. I knew who was behind me. And look what he did the day I went down. He went in and sacked 4 times. So I love the University of Miami. I always will. I have the utmost respect. I've seen guys tonight like Russell Maryland that's here, and what a lovable, sweet person he is. Big help in my career. He stuck up for me a couple times. Russell, I thank you. Cortez Kennedy, Greg Mark, Bill Hawkins, who might just have a bigger head than I do. But all these guys, just seeing everybody here is worth the price of admission. Ted Hendricks and his wife Linda is here tonight. That's just wonderful. And in closing, I want to thank the fans. You know, really, I watch those videos of me on that field, and I hear my name getting chanted, and it's just amazing. And everyone says, how did you make it back? And I said, I was not going to leave the field that way. I'm going to go out on my terms, on my decision. I'm not going to let somebody take me out. So in closing, I want to thank the committee and everyone, and congratulate everyone, all the inductees, and thank you guys for a wonderful college career, and God bless you.
Well done.